This is the 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 63S Coupe, and it's all about power and it's all about style. And of all the vehicles I've driven, this one really impresses me, and I'll show you why. And in the end, we'll show you the comparisons, my pros and cons, and we'll talk about the price, so stay with us. Our test vehicle is a manufacturer trim level. What does that mean? Manufaktur, which is German, it means the personalized range of exclusive interior equipment, high quality interior, and it's all about these special select materials, skilled craftsmanship. And when you see the inside and the exterior pieces, you're gonna realize that this car is very special and not the same as other vehicles in this category. For 2025, there is a new GLE 450 Coupe, and there's also some revised trim packages. This midsize luxury SUV has 4 new paint colors available: Silicon Gray, Ireland Mid Green Metallic, Mystic Blue Metallic, and our test vehicle, Cote d'Azur Light Blue Metallic. It is spectacular both inside and out because this exterior color comes with the most beautiful blue leather interior you've ever seen. Typically, I don't like blue leather interiors, but you have to wait to see this one. It's super impressive. This signature light blue metallic is $6,500, but it does include that blue leather nappa interior. Looking at the profile of this coupe, the first thing you're going to notice is that V8 bi-turbo 4MATIC marker, which says this is the big performance engine, the one that I would personally want. I love this design of this vehicle, and it is a coupe style, which means this sloping back means you're going to have less cargo space, and people in the second row are going to have a little bit less head space, but overall this vehicle looks quite spectacular. The warranty is 4 years, 50,000 miles, and there is no scheduled maintenance that's included. This vehicle is about power, but also luxury and style. It has soft closed doors, so you just touch the door and it'll close the rest of the way. Just a nice little touch. Our test vehicle rides on 22-inch alloy wheels. They're AMG cross-spoke forged. It is an option. It's $1,500. And the AMG high-performance ceramic composite braking system, $5,450. They do stop on a dime. They are a bit touchy because they are ceramic. You have to get used to them. But I'll tell you what, you want to stop on a dime, this is the way to go. Coming around to the back of this coupe, it is quite a high liftover, although you can lower the rear end when you have to lift things into the trunk. This slope design will lose about 3 cubic feet of storage. Is that going to make a difference? I think it looks better this way. Going into the trunk, you're at 33 cubic feet of storage. That's just from the edge here to the back of the second row. Fold down that second row, and you're at 68 cubic feet of storage. Underneath this cover is no spare tire, maybe something to hide an emergency kit, but there is a tire inflation product that comes with it, which is pretty standard for a lot of these vehicles. While we're looking at the back of this car, we have LED taillights, AMG to let everyone know you're driving the cool version of the GLE 63S, which is the best one. In my opinion, it's all performance, and that AMG exhaust. Exhaust note is beautiful, and it's not too loud on the inside, but it sounds fantastic on the outside. The GLE seats 5 people, but these seats in this blue leather are super impressive. There are 3 new nappa leather interior colors: Carmine Red, Yacht Blue, which you're looking at now, and Truffle Brown. Just spectacular. And I do like that AMG pillow. Just nice little details that show luxury, that show style. They are heated and ventilated, as well as massage, of course. The blue leather steering wheel is part of this package in this yachting interior. We'll show you more interior features in a moment, but I will tell you, this is really pretty and just so clean and very impressive. Just gives you that wow factor. Coming into the second row, like I said on the outside, this sloping roofline, if you're really, really tall, you have to see if you fit into these seats. I'm 5'8", so I have no problem whatsoever, but if you're a lot taller, like 6 feet or more, sit back here and see if that works for you. There is a bump up into the roofline, so it should give you some additional space. There's also cup holders built in. Beautiful blue leather. I'm just gushing over this blue leather. It's just really impressive. And I don't typically like colored interiors other than gray or something like that, or white, but this, impressive. Behind the center console, you also have 2 vents. You've got nets here behind the seats. And in addition, you've got 2 USB charge ports and climate control. This is a 4-zone climate control, heated seats, of course, in the second row. One thing you will note in this interior is ambient lighting. Now my favorite color is purple, so I have the purple setup, or ultraviolet. But I have to say, this is just really impressive. You can choose your colors. There's also, on the B pillar right there, is another vent, just so that everyone can be comfortable. Inside this spectacular SUV is this yachting blue with the stripes like a boat. And one of the things to show everybody that you have the coolest car is that manufacturer, which is the customization, which includes the spectacular interior. You have to admit, this looks good. I love the aluminum material. Everything is real leather. The illuminated lighting's fun, but that's in a lot of cars. Of course, you get heated and ventilated seats, as well as all of your adjustments on the door, as in every Mercedes-Benz. That Mercedes-Benz user experience, or I call it M-Bucks, is an infotainment system. It has two giant displays, one for the driver, which you can customize the style of gauges that you'd like. Press the home button on the steering wheel, and it allows you to choose what you would like on the dash in front of you. Different style gauges, the classic gauges, understated. Do you want your navigation, your driver assistance? Are you off-roading this? I wouldn't off-road this car, but it is very off-road capable. Remember, they make a G-Wagon, and that's for service. Let's go back to that home, and we'll set it back to, let's go to Super Sport. That's the Super Sport gauges. Again, this is all customizable. There's so much customization here. You could probably do a whole video on this because there's that much. You also have paddle shifters, the control for the left screen, which is in front of you, and all of your cruise control. And that's for the control of the center screen, whether you want to change your audio system and so forth. And there's your volume. This is my favorite button, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus. Oh, you can hear the exhaust change. That's a track mode. Track, Sport Plus, Sport, Comfort, Individual, and Winter. So you set the mode for what you're feeling. Most people are going to drive it in Comfort, but I'll tell you what, I've been having a great time driving it in Sport and Sport Plus. So much fun to drive. All the settings can be adjusted from the engines, the suspension, the dynamic, and all of that can be adjusted to your liking. And my favorite is the exhaust, which you can adjust on the steering wheel. Left side lower has your traction control and your exhaust note. You can tell I love the loud exhaust. Just beautiful attention to detail all the way across, really well. I'm sure this is hand stitched. Very nice, very nicely done. Going to this Mercedes-Benz user experience, you do have 64 color ambient lighting, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, the Hey Mercedes. AMG versions come with sport seats with red contrasting stitches, as well as a sport steering wheel, red seat belts, and aluminum accents. Now there's a lot of options that are on this vehicle, including this beautiful piano black lacquer flow lines and wood trim. That is $690. I don't know if I would spend that money for that, but it does look quite impressive. I'm very impressed with the quality of the materials. That's also down here on this cover. 4-zone climate control is $860. The manufacturer signature interior package is $9,000. There are also additional packages that are on our test vehicle. The winter package, which includes a heated steering wheel and heated windshield washers. The acoustic comfort package, which helps keep that cabin really nice and quiet. Wireless charging, 2 cup holders. Those cup holders will keep your drink cool. This is your multimedia interface. Pretty easy to use. Oops. This is another setup for fingerprint so that you don't have to carry your key with you. It'll just check your fingerprint. I'm not sure if I like any of this technology. This is part of this data collection. So, I mean, if you want to use it, it's great. It's there. There's sometimes like facial recognition and all that is just going too far for me personally. I guess I'm a little old school on that, but if you like tech, that it has. It's for raising and lowering the vehicle. Real leather really makes a difference. Under the hood are several engine options ranging from very mild to very wild. Of course, we get the wild one. This is a handcrafted AMG 4-liter V8 bi-turbo engine with 48-volt mild hybrid architecture that gives you 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. Yes, I love this power. This is my kind of vehicle. It has an AMG 9-speed transmission. 0 to 60 time 3.5 seconds with a towing capacity of 7,700 pounds. This vehicle also has active ride control, which means your suspension can go from very nice and comfy all the way into real performance that reduces all the body roll. There's also the AMG 4MATIC all-wheel drive. This is quite fantastic for all seasons, so you can drive it in the winter, you can drive it on a track. This vehicle is quite impressive. Dynamic Select system has different drive modes, which include Sport and Sport Plus. Those two modes stiffen the suspension. It has dynamic engine mounts and electronic limited slip differential. And I'm really impressed with how this is put together. It's all hand assembled. One other thing to note, in front of the engine over the radiator, this is carbon fiber. I love it. We'll start off in comfort mode, and to change the drive modes, you can do it right here, either in the center screen or of course on the steering wheel. And we're going to turn on the exhaust note because it's my favorite part of the car. Ooh, gosh, these brakes are touchy. The brakes are very grippy with ceramic brakes. It's one of those things you get comfortable with pretty quickly. Of course, it's very easy to jam on the brakes and throw it through the windshield because they do work better than regular brakes, that's for sure. I have the exhaust note on, which is on the lower left side of the steering wheel, because I love the sound of the exhaust. It's just nice and crisp and yummy, as I would say. Well, let's put our foot in it. It sounds good, but we're going to switch to the next mode, the sport mode. Everything changes here in the center screen. You can adjust all the different settings. Of course, I've got everything set to sport. You've got all of your different settings here you can change to whatever you want. We covered that when we talked about technology. There is a lot in this car. There is a lot of convenience features that you don't see until you start driving it every day. And having it for a week, I was driving at night and I reached over to the passenger side seat and the light turned on up above because it wanted to make sure that I could be able to see what I was looking for. I'd never seen that before. It was pretty cool. Just some of the little conveniences that you would get in a Mercedes-Benz that you wouldn't get in just any vehicle. Now, a lot of the competitors have a lot of these little niceties. These are the little details that make you purchase one car over another. The fact that it knows that when you're reaching over to the passenger seat, it turns on a light. Or when you want to get out of the car and you close the door but not all the way, it soft closes. Those little teeny details are fabulous. And they make you want to own that car. And that's not why I love this car. I love the interior colors. I love the ambient lighting, just all the little details that make, like I said, that make you want to buy it. But I love the performance in this car. And one of the things I love most about it is the gigantic V8 engine, because it's very hard to find them these days. Now in sport mode, you're just going to get a little bit of, love it, love it. I'm smiling because I love real performance. I know it's electrified, it's hybrid, but overall this is just such a fun car and it looks good. I've had many friends come over to look at it. We're just drooling on this car and couldn't believe it. Now we're gonna go to Sport Plus because I love how it sounds. I wouldn't do that every day. I mean, you're just eating up fuel at that point, and are you really gonna gain a lot from that? Not really, but you have a good smile on your face along the way. Mercedes-Benz built a beautiful vehicle. They're known for racing. Listen to that. Oh, that sounds great. It's even better sounding outside the vehicle. There is a limiter on it, so you can't over-rev the engine. I mean, they've really thought about protecting this vehicle, not just because we're journalists and many of us are very aggressive drivers. Look at that. Look at that handling. Nice and flat. That's important when you're buying a performance SUV that's about power, styling, luxury. You got it all. And it's German, and they do build great cars. There's no question. Let's try our U-turn here to see how our turning radius is. Yeah, it's no better than the Volvo I just finished test driving. It's tough to make a car that has a tight turning radius. Look at that. Look how crystal clear that camera is. Boy, this would be an easy vehicle to do a long-term drive in. You get the performance when you want it. You never have to worry about being unable to pass someone or avoid an accident. There's tons of standard safety on this. Of course, there's a lot that you have to pay up for, and that's when they get expensive. All the German cars do this. It's not just Mercedes-Benz. Literally every German brand does this. You buy the base entry level and you're like, oh, okay, that's not a reasonably priced vehicle. And then, oh, you want this and this and this. And then you start adding it up and you're like, ugh, now it gets expensive. But if you're gonna lease a car like this, is the best way to keep the payments down low. If you're gonna buy a car like this, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it either way. It's gonna be a little bit more pricey that way. I always recommend that you contact your insurance company before you make a final decision on any of the competitors. We'll list them down below in the description. We'll also cover them in the end. So you want to stay to the end. We're going to talk about my pros and cons. We're going to talk about the pricing, and we're also going to talk about the competitors. And the list is long of some pretty awesome cars. Wow, those brakes. Ugh, they just want to grip. But it's not about go power. It's always about whoa power, and that you got. Oh, 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Do you need it? No. Do you want it? Oh, yeah. I love this car. To me, this is like the best of all worlds. All the competitors are too. SUV, performance styling, luxury, comfort, massaging seats. You can take it anywhere, use it year round. You could have just one vehicle. It could be this vehicle. The price might not work for you, but this, I just love. When you do the customization through the manufacturer program, it's like, oh, and it's German. I like other cars too. I'm a big fan of Genesis and Lincoln and other brands and Cadillac, but the Germans really have a different flavor to their cars. When you drive a German car, it has a certain feeling to it that you don't get in other brands. Although they're all trying to be like the Germans, they're still not. All right, let's take a look at my pros and cons, and I'm going to continue driving, and I'll see you on the backside. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the AMG GLE 63S. First off, power. Fantastic. Interior materials, super impressive, especially this blue leather. Just love it all the way around. Technology is really easy to use. If you've owned a Mercedes-Benz before, this will be totally fine. I do love the MBUX system or the MBUX system. Really easy to use. Love how it's integrated with the navigation screen to kind of show you where to go, because people get lost all the time. Technology is great and very stable handling. This vehicle is really a lot of fun to drive. On the negative side, well, the only thing I can think of is if you don't like the coupe design because it limits some of the rear space and a little bit of the cargo space, well, then buy the regular GLE and not the coupe, and you'll be just fine. Now, there's a lot of competitors in this category, and then we're going to get to the price. The competitor list is quite long, and we've reviewed them all. The BMW X5M and the X6M. You've also got the Audi SQ7 and the SQ8, and actually I think the RSQ8 is also a direct competitor from Audi. The Porsche Cayenne Coupe is also a direct competitor, and again, they all have different performance levels, especially in the Porsche lineup, and they're all German and they're all direct competitors. There really isn't anything else that competes in this category. Others have tried. We're going to see something coming from Genesis to compete at this level with a twin-turbo V8. Well, that I want to see. But in the meantime, let's talk about the pricing. Starts at $90,000 for the entry level, and our test vehicle, which is fully loaded with all the goodies, including the Burmeister audio, you're at $159,600. I have to say, this is a great car. I would lease a vehicle like this and enjoy the whole time period. Owning a vehicle like this over the long haul depends on your mileage. We cover that on our channel. Also, you can find all of our news at Car Coach Reports. All of our car reviews are here at Car Smarts. If you have any additional questions about the 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 63S, put them down in the comments below. If you own one of these, you're a very lucky person, because this was a lot of fun to own, and sometimes there are cars I don't want to return, and this hits that list. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down below. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Lauren Fix.